Welcome to HouseLux Estate, your go-to place for all things home-related. Today, we tackle a pressing issue: 10 signs it's a scam. In our world today, scams are unfortunately all too common, and no sector is immune. From real estate to home improvement services, scammers are out there, ready to take advantage of unsuspecting individuals. This makes it crucial for us all to be on guard, to be knowledgeable, and to be able to spot these scams before we become their next victims. Over the next 10 minutes, we'll be exploring 10 telltale signs that you might be dealing with a scam. These signs are red flags, warning signals that something's not quite right. So whether you're buying a house, hiring a contractor, or investing in a property, these signs are your first line of defense against scams. So buckle up as we delve into the telltale signs that could save you from falling victim to a scam. Sign number 1, too good to be true. It's a classic sign that you're potentially dealing with a scam. Scammers are known for dangling irresistible deals or opportunities in front of their victims. Imagine this. You come across an advertisement for a home renovation service offering a complete kitchen remodel for a fraction of the usual price. Or perhaps you find an online listing for a beautiful home in a prime location being sold way below market value. These offers might be tempting, but they're often smoke and mirrors designed to lure you in. Scammers use these too good to be true deals to catch your attention, play on your emotions, and ultimately trick you into parting with your hard-earned money. It's essential to approach these situations with a healthy dose of skepticism. Do your research, ask questions, and seek advice from trusted sources. Remember, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Moving on to sign number 2, pressure tactics. Picture this. You're in a situation where you're being hurried to make a decision, to sign a contract, or to hand over cash. There's a sense of urgency that's been created, a ticking clock that's making your heart race. This, my friends, is a classic scam tactic. Scammers often create this pressure cooker environment to prevent you from thinking clearly or seeking advice. They want you to act in haste and regret at leisure. They're banking on your fear of missing out, fear of losing an opportunity, or even fear itself. But here's the thing: legitimate businesses and deals don't come with an expiration date of now or never. So remember, if you feel rushed or pressured, take a step back, breathe. It's your money and your decision. Don't let anyone rush you into making decisions, especially when it involves your hard-earned money. Sign number 3 is vague details. Scammers often rely on the art of ambiguity to dodge questions and avoid scrutiny. They'll present a deal or an opportunity, but when you ask for more information, they'll provide just enough to keep you interested, yet not enough for you to make an informed decision. They might gloss over important details, or give answers that are so broad they could apply to anything. This is a big red flag. Legitimate businesses and transactions are built on transparency. They provide clear, concise, and complete information. They encourage questions and offer detailed answers. So if you find yourself dealing with someone who's all about the big picture but falls short on specifics, take a step back. Ask for more clarity. If they can't or won't provide it, then it's probably a scam. Always demand clear, concise, and complete information before making any decision. Sign number 4, unverified identity. This sign is a big red flag when it comes to identifying scams. It's not uncommon for swindlers to operate under false identities or to refuse to verify their identity at all. They might use a phony name, a fake business, or even a stolen identity to convince you they're legitimate. But here's the thing: a genuine business or individual will have no problem proving who they are. They'll have a traceable history, verifiable credentials, and a well-established reputation. A scammer, on the other hand, will be evasive, vague, and elusive when asked for proof of identity. They might try to rush you into making a decision or deflect your questions with more promises and assurances. But remember, promises and assurances aren't proof. So when in doubt, do your homework. Research, ask questions, and trust your instincts. Always verify the identity of the person or company you're dealing with. The 5th sign is payment upfront. Now imagine you're at a restaurant. The server demands payment before you've even seen the menu, let alone tasted the food. Sounds absurd, right? Well, that's exactly what scammers do. They demand payment or personal information upfront, often before they've provided any legitimate service or product. They may use fear tactics, promising dire consequences if you don't pay immediately. Or they may tempt you with an irresistible deal, but only if you pay right now. They're counting on your fear or greed to override your common sense. Remember, legitimate businesses and professionals don't operate this way. They provide a product or service first, then they ask for payment, and they certainly don't demand your personal information without a valid reason. So if you encounter anyone demanding upfront payment without providing a legitimate service first, take a step back. It's a classic sign of a scam. Be wary of anyone demanding upfront payment without providing a legitimate service first. Sign number 6, untraceable payment methods. One of the biggest red flags of a scam is when the other party insists on using payment methods that are difficult to trace or recover. This could be anything from prepaid debit cards, wire transfers, gift cards, or even cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. What do these methods have in common? They offer anonymity, and once the money is sent, it's almost impossible to get it back. Scammers prefer these methods because they know that once you realize you've been conned, there's little to no chance of you recovering your funds. They're essentially trying to leave no trail behind, making it harder for authorities to catch them. So if you're ever in a situation where someone is pressuring you to use an untraceable payment method, it's a good idea to proceed with extreme caution. Chances are, it's a scam. Stick to traceable and secure payment methods whenever possible. Moving on to sign number 7, no physical address. This one is a clear red flag. Think about it. Any reputable business or service provider operates from a verifiable location. It might not always be a grand office in a skyscraper, but it's a place you can find on a map. Scammers, on the other hand, often operate without a physical address. They might claim they're a digital-only enterprise, or they're working remotely, or they just don't need a traditional office. But here's the twist. Even digital enterprises have a physical presence somewhere. They have servers. They have a registered office for mail and legal purposes. If a business or service provider is reluctant to share their address, or if their address can't be found or verified, it's a sign that something isn't quite right. Be cautious, ask questions, do your research. Remember, a legitimate business or service provider should always have a verifiable physical address. Sign number 8 is poor communication. In the realm of business, communication is key. It's the bridge that connects the service provider with the customer. Now imagine that bridge being shaky, or worse yet, non-existent. That's what it's like dealing with scammers. Their communication is often poor, inconsistent, or unprofessional. It might be that they take an inordinate amount of time to respond to your queries, or their responses are riddled with spelling errors and informal language. Maybe they dodge your questions or provide vague, unsatisfactory answers. These are all red flags that you might be dealing with a scammer. Professional businesses value their clients and understand the importance of clear, timely, and professional communication. They aim to build trust and a strong rapport with their customers. So if you're dealing with an entity that seems to care little about communicating effectively with you, be cautious. Always expect professional and timely communication when dealing with a legitimate business or service provider. Sign number 9, no references. Ever wondered why some businesses or service providers are unable to provide any references or reviews? It's a major red flag and often a clear sign of a scam. Scammers typically operate in the shadows. They avoid leaving a trace. And this includes not having any previous clients or customers who can vouch for them. Now, why are references important? They serve as a testament to the credibility and reliability of a business or service provider. They provide you with a sense of security and trust. When you ask for references and they're unable, unwilling, or hesitant to provide any, take a step back. It's a sign that something might not be right. In the digital age, it's easier than ever to check for online reviews and testimonials, so don't shy away from doing your homework. Always ask for and verify references when dealing with a new business or service provider. Finally, sign number 10, inconsistencies. One of the most telling signs of a scam is when the information provided doesn't add up. Scammers often flub the details, and that's when you'll see contradictions or inconsistencies in their story. For example, they might tell you they're located in one place, but the paperwork or digital footprints point somewhere else. Or perhaps the timeline of events they provide just doesn't make sense. Inconsistencies can also appear in the form of inconsistent pricing, fluctuating fees, or terms and conditions that seem to change with the wind. These are all red flags. Scammers bank on the hope that you won't notice these inconsistencies or that you'll be too caught up in the potential reward to care. But as savvy homeowners, we know better. We know to look closer, to question, and to investigate. Always be on the lookout for inconsistencies in any information you receive. And there you have it, the top 10 signs it's a scam. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of deception, from too good to be true offers to high-pressure tactics, vague details, and unverified identities. We've uncovered the truth behind upfront payments, untraceable payment methods, the absence of a physical address, poor communication, lack of references, and lastly, inconsistencies in the information provided. Each of these red flags is a beacon in the darkness, a warning sign to pause, reflect, and investigate. In a world where scams are becoming increasingly sophisticated, your best defense is knowledge and a healthy dose of skepticism. It's not about living in fear or distrusting everyone you meet. It's about being aware, being informed, and making smart decisions that protect you and your hard-earned resources. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to HouseLux Estate for more insightful content. Stay vigilant and stay safe.